So guys, unfortunately, we're going to have to do another update video on the infamous Meet Kevin. Now, interestingly enough, I actually had a few people on the last video on this channel being like, because I did a video in the last one talking about how maybe my account was hacked, and people were like, why would someone want to hack your account? You only have 1,000 subscribers. So apparently YouTube has found new subscribers for this channel who aren't aware that I have a main channel. So if you're new here, I have a main channel, has 168,000 subscribers as of right now. And back in the day, back in 2022, I made a lot of videos about the infamous financial YouTuber known as Meet Kevin. I made a ton of videos about him. Eventually, I moved on. I stopped talking about him because, you know, obviously I said pretty much everything I need to say about him. I think he's a grifter. And there wasn't really much to say. But unfortunately, we have an update. And I have to talk about Meet Kevin in this specific video. Now, Meet Kevin has started to take sponsorships again. Now, I want to say clearly, I've taken sponsorships on the main channel before. I don't have a problem with sponsorships as long as you do a vetting process and realize the company that you're being sponsored by isn't a scam or a totally shady company or something like that. I know a lot of people are like, I hate sponsors, I don't ever want to see one again. I know some people are like that. But I don't have a problem with sponsors if you do a real vetting process on the sponsor. Now, Kevin, unfortunately, took a sponsorship that, in my opinion, is probably one of the worst type of sponsors you can take. It's promoting gambling to your audience, and that's not something I think is a good idea, specifically crypto gambling. So we'll get into that in just a minute. Now, before I get into the actual sponsor, I'm going to show you that Kevin took. One thing I want to say is that Kevin actually told me privately, and I believe he told publicly, I think about a year ago, Kevin deleted a bunch of his old videos, so I don't know if that video is still up. But he did a public video as well as told me privately in an email that he was no longer going to be taking sponsorships. He was done with sponsorships, done with affiliates. He was just going to focus on that YouTube ad revenue and his courses, right? And his other projects that he was working on, like his stupid PPETF that doesn't make any money. That's what he was going to focus on. No more sponsorships, right? And now he's back on the sponsorship train. Now, I'm actually going to show you the email where he sent me an email talking about how he wasn't going to take sponsorships. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, you shouldn't be sharing private emails, Scott. This was after the established titles video that I did. And Kevin actually told me, he wrote me an email and he's like, yeah, you can share this email. You can talk about everything I said in this email. There's no secrets with me, Scott. Share it all right? So this is not like private information that I am leaking. Kevin told me 2 years ago that I could share this information, right? So let's go ahead and pull up the email right here and let's see what Kevin said. Kevin wrote me an email. This was right after the established titles video, like I think two or 3 days after. The on my main channel, they got like 2.8 million views, right? So Kevin says, thank you. Hey, Scott, this might sound insane, but you're right. It's time YouTubers either A, quit sponsors, or B, guarantee quality for the product they pitch and take financial responsibility if that fails. It seems like the only vetting process these days is how much does it pay? And that has to stop. I'm choosing A, stopping. No more sponsors or affiliates. I'm out. I owe thanks to you and my son for helping me realize that, right? So, as you can see, Kevin told me, and again, I think he did a video as well, a public video on his channel. No more sponsors. We're done, guys. Sponsors are out. But no, that was only, that was like 2.5 years later, sponsors are back in. So that officially shows that Kevin is 100% confirmed to be a liar, because now he's taking sponsorships once again. And I never told Kevin, to be clear, I never told Kevin he didn't have to take sponsors ever again. That's just something he decided to do. He's like, I'm not going to take sponsors anymore, Scott. I want you to know that. No more sponsorships. So now he has gone back on his word, I think for like the 5 millionth time or something like that. Kevin, he's a constant flip-flopper. Everything he says, eventually he'll do again, even if he says he'll never do it. So that's just how Kevin is. Now, the sponsor that I have a problem with, I'll actually show you the sponsorship that Kevin did in his video, and then we'll talk about after why I have a big problem with this. So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Hey, y'all know I love asymmetric trades, where the payoff could be larger than what you're trading. Well, Crypto.com is now offering a sports trading opportunity where you can trade $26. If you lose, your payout is $0. If you win, your payout is $100. Sounds like an asymmetric bet so far, right? After all you have to do is bet yes or no. That's because Crypto.com is running a promotion for their sports trading opportunities. So if you take a look at their website here, zoom out a little bit, you could trade your predictions. So if you believe a certain team is going to win or lose, whether it's in college football or pro football, bowl games, you name it, in all 50 states, you can make that trade. It'll cost you $26 per contract. There are fees that are sometimes up to $1.99 per one of these contracts. But if you're correct, the payout is $100. Sounds like an asymmetric trade to me. And if you want to learn more.
All right, so in that sponsorship, Kevin talks about sports trading on Crypto.com. So a cryptocurrency company is now offering sports gambling, which is what that is. Now, specifically, he never uses the word gambling in the entire ad. And I've actually, like I said, I've worked with sponsors in the past, and specifically, they will give you a list of talking points and specific things not to say. And I can almost guarantee you that Crypto.com told him not to use the word gambling, which is what it is. They're gambling. You put money, you say, I think this team's going to win. If they do win, you get more money. If they don't win, you lose money. That is gambling. That is like the very definition of gambling, but not once does he say the word gambling in the video. And I think the reason for that is because a couple years ago, there was a bunch of influencers calling out the gambling epidemic that was on YouTube as well as Twitch at the time. It was more prevalent on Twitch. There was a huge gambling issue. Some of the biggest people on the platform, like XQC, were promoting these offshore gambling websites. And they were not being very honest with the fact that a lot of the money they were gambling, they were given to gamble by the website. And, they were promoting it to their audience, and a lot of their audience had kids involved. So that is not a good thing to get people. Adults can have gambling addictions too, but to get adults and possibly kids involved in gambling is not something anyone should be promoting. If you want to gamble on your own free time, I really don't have a problem with that, but I never want to promote gambling. I never want to be sponsored by a gambling company and promote that to my audience. Guys, go start gambling your money away. I don't want to do that. And personally, I think that's really inappropriate for Kevin, who is one of, Graham Stephan's larger than him, but Kevin is one of the largest financial influencers on all of YouTube. And now he's promoting gambling to his audience, right? I would wonder if there might be even some stipulations that on YouTube you can't even promote gambling, which is another reason probably why he just referred to it as sports betting. Not gambling. You're just doing some sports bets. We're not gambling here at all. Like I said, I understand why YouTubers take sponsorships. I've taken a few in the past. The money you can make from sponsorships is much more than what you can make from ad revenue, usually. And specifically, if a cryptocurrency company like Crypto.com is offering Kevin a sponsorship, I guarantee you they offered him a shit ton of money. It was probably $20,000 or more for that one sponsorship read. That would be my guess based on what I've seen from sponsorships in the past and how cryptocurrency companies usually offer more than traditional sponsors. He probably made bare minimum $20,000 to promote gambling to his audience. That just rubs me the wrong way. Because he said he wouldn't be taking sponsorships, goes back on his word, then promotes a gambling company. So let me know in the comments, guys. I don't know. Personally, that pissed me off, but I don't know. Let me know if you have a problem with that. I'm sure some people will be like, I don't care. Whatever. YouTubers got to make money. If you got to promote gambling, do what you got to do, I don't know. But let me know in the comments below if you have a problem with Meet Kevin, one of the largest financial YouTubers, promoting gambling to his audience, or if you're just A-okay with that happening. Let me know.